the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable. And despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt them.
This lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy.
Canelo Alvarez, and that's just being honest. And I think what he has done in his career, he's proven everything.
Terence Crawford gave Canelo Alvarez a harsh warning after they agreed to fight. He made it clear that he was going to change the world of boxing. I'm dangerous to him and his name. Crawford was sure that he was already the best boxer in a number of weight classes. Crawford thinks his speed, style, and ring IQ will reveal Canelo. He's not just here to fight. He wants to change what greatness means by making Canelo look bad.
This is why he don't want to take a fight with me. If it's all about business, then you doing good business. If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez, and he want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, he got that in the back of his head. This guy, for one, he's tough. For two, he's a boxer. He moves, he can punch, he can do it all. I can't slip up and lose to this little guy. Then what will my fans think of me? What will my Mexican people think of me?
Now that the fight has been set, prowess is an interesting mix of styles. Canelo Alvarez is a dangerous opponent because he relies on strong combos that he does over and over again and elite counterpunching. Terence Crawford is notorious for being unpredictable and having great timing. If he times Canelo well, he might be able to find openings. However, Crawford needs to show Canelo that he is strong enough to earn his respect, or else the fight could be tough. Pros think Canelo's strength and experience at higher weight classes give him an edge, but Crawford's technical skill and flexibility could help him outscore his opponent in this style of fight. You have to see this fight between
Canelo, he likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable. And despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most. And maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him. Maybe he can counterpunch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that. But I'm fascinated to see if Crawford has the power to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez, because when you don't, it's a long night. It's not nice. Like Crawford did well against Madrimov, and he won that fight for me quite clearly. But Madrimov was countering him. If you can counter the counter puncher, you can give them a lot of problems when they're not used to that. And Canelo can counter people really well. And as great as Terence Crawford is, we've never seen him in there with someone with the power of Canelo Alvarez. This is a different world of power. And look, maybe Canelo doesn't throw as many shots as he used to, and maybe Crawford might look at that and go, you know what, I'm going to try and outpoint this guy, not get into a war with him, but just show my boxing, genius, and outpoint him and outland him. That's possible. It is. This is why this is such a fascinating matchup, man. We've been treated to some amazing fights. Usyk Fury, for example, this is another one of those mega fights on Riyadh season.
Eddie Hearn says that Canelo Alvarez has already proved himself in boxing and doesn't need to defend a fight. With Jake Paul, he notes that Canelo is now more of a businessman and is taking the fight because of the huge payday, possibly $100 million or more, rather than for Hearn.
And that's just being honest. And I think what he has done in his career, he's proven everything, right? His resume is unbelievable. And if you want to make $100 million to fight Jake Paul, right? Like the thing is about Canelo, he don't tell any lies. He's very transparent, right? He's not going to try and justify this fight to you that, no, what I'm doing is I'm doing it to bring boxing to a wider audience. No, he's doing it for a sackload of money. So whenever you opponent forward to Canelo Alvarez, his question is, how much? And he's a businessman at this stage in his career, right? And at the end of the day, someone is offering whatever it will be, 80 million, 100 million, 120, to fight Jake Paul. A fight in which there is absolutely no risk. And by the way, you can't criticise Jake Paul, because the criticism for Jake Paul has always been, when are you going to fight someone decent? Well, guess what? He might be fighting Canelo Alvarez. I don't hate it. I'll be watching.
Maybe has to get off the belt still. That's the place to take.
Yeah, maybe. It might be his last fight. Who knows?
Him's Jake Paul is saying he has been attacked for not fighting top opponents, but now he might fight Canelo. However, he admits Jake has no real chance. Calling Canelo a dangerous fighter, he thinks Jake will lose badly, but still earn a huge amount of money.
No one's surprised that a fight like that's getting made. And I know you've gone out and said you do respect Jake Paul for getting in there. Canelo's a totally different beast to, you know, a definitely out of his prime Mike Tyson. Just talk about how much respect you would have for Jake for taking that fight.
Only respect because of the money. I mean, he's not doing it for free. He's not doing it because he wants to prove himself as a great fighter. He's doing it for 100 mil as well, or whatever he's getting. Do you know
It's
what I
a
mean?
very, very scary match.
It's dangerous, and he's going to get spanked.
How many rounds?
However many Canelo wants it to be. I mean, the only thing is, Jake's going to be a lot heavier and bigger. But you're not, listen, no disrespect to Jake's ability as a fighter. He's fighting Canelo Alvarez, who is one of the top fighters in the world. So, like, he's going to get spanked, but he's going to make a lot of money whilst receiving the spanking.
Just one day ago, famous boxing producer Eddie Hearn announced that a fight between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez was in serious talk. Hearn made it clear that Canelo is always ready to fight if the right to cash offer is made, saying, "Give Canelo the money, and he will fight anyone without caring if it is Turki Illik or anyone giving the fight." This comment makes it clear that Canelo was open to meeting Jake Paul, given the business side of things made sense. Money has always been a factor in boxing, and Canelo, like any top fighter, is willing to take on big fights that promise huge paydays.
Nothing really. I mean, it was all very sudden, wasn't it? Is it in relation to the Jake Paul fight? I don't know. I mean, look, Canelo, I tell you all, Canelo don't care. Right? Give him the money, and he's going to fight. He doesn't really have, and this isn't a negative towards him, because he makes it clear he has no loyalty to anyone, right? None to me, none to PBC, none to Turki Al-Sheikh. Pay me the money, I will fight whoever you want me to fight. That's basically it. So I guess the talk was a Crawford fight. Now it looks like the Jake Paul fight is done, by all accounts. So does that make the Crawford fight less appealing? Because he's kind of moving into that world now. And I don't blame him, because he's going to make an absolute fortune to punch Jake Paul. And I don't mind the fight, I've got to be honest with you. Like, I've given Jake stick over the years because he's done some things that I didn't like, and I'm just being honest. But you have to respect him for taking the Canelo fight. He's doing that because there's a huge amount of money on the table. But I don't mind seeing it. So yeah, I don't know I've no idea whether it's in relation to that or whatever. I've not had one conversation about it, but certainly, you know, Canelo moving into that world, if you like, changes things perhaps in terms of.
Initially, Canelo Alvarez was considering a fight against Jake Paul in May alongside talks for a possible fight with Terence Crawford. However, Turki's Alek, head of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, was allegedly unhappy with the idea of Canelo fighting Paul. Consequently, the Canelo vs Jake Paul fight was cancelled, and now Canelo is set to fight Terence Crawford in September.
We know decided to pull the plug on the Canelo-Terence Crawford fight September 13th at Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas Raiders Stadium in Las Vegas, due to the fact that Canelo Alvarez was trying to do a side deal outside of his 3-fight deal with Turki Al-Sheikh in Riyadh season to fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul May 3rd. Turki Al-Sheikh wasn't happy with it. And so with that said, instead of getting the 2 Hall of Fame iconic fighters, first ballot Hall of Famers, in Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez in September, Turki Al-Sheikh decided, well, I'll find a new super fight for Terence Crawford and we'll take the deal off the table for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez then decides, nope, he and his team pick up the phone. They have a conversation with Turki Al-Sheikh, and Turki Al-Sheikh and Canelo come to a 4-fight deal that's going to cancel the Jake Paul fight May 3rd, Las Vegas at the T-Mobile, and is now going to see Canelo Alvarez possibly face William Skull, the IBF undefeated Puerto Rican champion, at 168, May in Riyadh season.
Boxing trainer Greg Hackett weighed in on the reported fight between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez. He explained that the suggested fight wasn't nearly a myth, saying that Canelo cannot fight Crawford. Hackett's view shed light on the difficulties and discussions behind high-profile boxing fights.
Alright, so news got leaked that Canelo, Alvarez, and Jake Paul in May.
What?
So you got people that think it's a rumor. I can confirm that it's not a rumor. This is something that we've known for I'm going to say we've known for about 3 to 4 weeks.
That's not going to be a real fight, though.
Well,
So that means Bud ain't happening.
no. They talking about Bud in September. Canelo, Jake Paul in that.
If he fight Jake Paul, he ain't gonna fight Bud. Because I'm gonna tell you why. He got to go up for Jake Paul. He got to go up for Jake Paul. Jake Paul not coming under 200 pounds. You understand? Canelo gonna do the same thing Roy did to his body. Gonna go up and bring it back down, 68? Fuck no. He gonna do the same thing Roy did against Sharp.
Jake Paul took to Twitter to express his anger over Canelo Alvarez's choice to back out of their expected fight. He shared breaking news: Canelo Alvarez ducked me. Jake Paul is now an owned slave with no respect for the pride of the Mexican people who back him on us land. It's not strange when his whole career he has done nothing for the sport of boxing outside the gym. I'm the new face of war. You cannot have the biggest fight of 2025 without my name involved. When all of your events fail and you lose money, you will all understand who the king of the sport is. 28 years old. The biggest fight in boxing history. My own boss has not owned me for 5 years, and all of you felines want to see me fail. But God has other plans. It's the year of the ghost, the era of the elephant, and the age of MVP. Following the cancellation of the fight with Jake Paul Canelo, Alvarez has signed a 4-fight deal with Turkey's Alec. This deal marks a big change in Canelo's professional direction, linking him with new advertising partners and opening paths for high-profile fights.
All right, let's do this. Canelo versus Crawford confirmed. Not a rumor, not speculation, not he said, she said, or someone leaking the story. Confirmed. And I guess the confirmation doesn't get much more rock solid than the Ring Magazine putting this story out first. Ring Magazine, obviously owned by Turkey. Turkey would have been the one to put this deal together, and Turkey would have had to give the green light for the Ring Magazine to even put that story out. That's as confirmation as you need it. That's it. The fight will happen in September. Touch wood, no injuries. Wow. Easily the biggest fight of 2025. I said a few days ago, Benavidez Morale was my most intriguing fight of 2025. Obviously, that's now been put down to second place because this has been announced. Nothing can be announced to top this.
This deal marks a big change in Canelo's professional direction, linking him with new advertising partners and opening paths for high-profile fights.
That you'd like to go up against Canelo Alvarez. What gives you the right to call out a 59-2 boxer, one of the greatest of all time, when you've not yet proven yourself?
I'm predicting what's going to happen
In
3
the
more years from now.
3 years, so 3
I'm going to
years.
get to his skill level and beat him. I have one of the greatest self-belief systems in the world, and I know what I'm capable of, and with this new team, I can give Canelo a serious for his money.
Do you ever do like exhibitions like that, or like people like Jake Paul call you out, or these like other big stars? Like, is that business wise like even worth it?
When I'm done with boxing, why not? Maybe I do it. I think it's
Like when you're done like competing at the highest level, you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's good because what happened there is other people who never watch boxing, or they don't know anything about boxing, they wanna watch Jake Paul because he's coming from he bring fans from other world, right? Yeah. That's good because everybody enjoy it.
Would you ever entertain that idea when you're done?
Maybe.
Showays the Adult says that talks surrounding Canelo Alvarez's next fight have caused significant rumors. However, Jake Paul's role appears to change the focus, with stories saying that a fight between him and Canelo is cancelled. Eddie Hearn has not ruled out a Canelo versus Crawford match, but current talk and Jake Paul's advertising efforts highly suggest that this fight with Canelo is set. If confirmed, this match could create huge attention. As Paul himself says, it will be a historic event even bigger than Mike Tyson's past fights.
A few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on solo Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'll be the biggest fight, which, you know, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the bet. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him testing himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the boardroom can get behind.
Tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, there's, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you know, you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Turkey Illich shared a video message regarding Canelo Alvarez's fight deal during the Riyadh.
Influencer versus pound for pound great being the hang up in the fight, being the one that stops the momentum. Because it's not happening. There is no world.
Okay, then let me ask you this.
May I be struck by lightning right now if this is possible?
Does
lightning bet from
if this happens?
Right.
If this happens.
There's just no way. There is no way.
Wait. If what happens? If the fight happens, or if the upset of
if
the
Jake
century
Paul,
happens?
If Jake Paul derails Terence Crawford versus Canelo by
All credit to him.
beating Canelo,
then you book
there's
Jake
no
Paul
chance.
versus Terence Crawford.
Zero.
Okay, let
None.
me ask you this. If that fight ends up being close,
yes.
A lot of people are going to watch that fight, right? A lot of people.
A lot, because I think a lot of people are going to want to see Jake Paul lose. And
100%. Canelo's going
Alvarez
to do
is
this.
gonna be like a
Canelo would do this, and we're
Let's
just talking.
Let's backtrack to your first question, which is interest. I'm very interested because, as I've long said, I'm on this corner. I only care about Jake Paul in spectacles. It would be an absolute spectacle to see a pound for pound. First, he did Mike Tyson, which, and I'm not going all the way back, but I'm saying in his most recent outing, Mike Tyson, an all-time legend, a pop culture icon, versus Jake Paul is a spectacle. Now you're going the opposite direction to nearly in his prime. We'll say maybe like he's on the back nine, but he's still close to his prime. He's still a top 5 pound for pound on pretty much anybody's list fighter. Going against Jake Paul, I'm in for the spectacle. I'm in. I don't think Jake Paul has a chance in hell, but I'm in for the spectacle.
And how long has he been beating the drum on this? He's been saying he's going to do this forever.
Listen, let's see what happens.
Credit to him if it happens.
He urges fans not to ignore this development and stress the positive effect of these events on the sport of boxing. Ake's participation gives a new dimension to boxing shows, especially in the Middle East.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he's still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happens.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, boxing great Roy Jones Jr. gave his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. He stated that if Canelo follows his plan successfully, he will emerge victorious. However, if he falters, Crawford could take the win. Jones's analysis stresses the high stakes and the closely matched nature of this expected fight.
A lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boot? Boot trying to take over and start beating the guys around him, prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo.
He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I can go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like, oh my God.
That's it for today's show. Stay tuned until next time.